wonderful good day to everybody. I'd like to say thank you for Professional Fusion. My name is Owen McCafferty. Sorry about my voice. I'd like to talk a little bit about some of the things you can prepare for in stagflation. First of all, whoever wins the election, whatever party is in force, with $37 trillion of debt, it's going to take a long time to dig out of this. So there's going to be some challenges. There's going to be a reduction in capacity for a period of time because it didn't take forever to build up 37 trillion, and it's not going to be eliminated overnight. And I don't care what your philosophy is, this is not an endless font. And the governing feature is not gold like we had in the pre-Nixon years. It's the confidence that the world has in the United States. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't think the world is really confident in what's going on in the United States right now. We can build it up, but it's going to take some time. So our monetary system is a little bit different. It's really not magic. It's reliance on the good faith of the United States government to pay its obligations and all of the people that have debt to pay their obligations. So where we sit with this is we're going to have to do some planning. And I'm going to throw out some ideas. We're going to have periods of time where there will be slots unfilled in your practices. Clients aren't like a faucet that you turn on the faucet and all of a sudden all these clients come. I know in the past it's been that way, but I've lived through stagflation in the late 70s to mid 80s. And it's not that way at all. You have to plan for the future. And if you say, I don't want any more clients, then find a good buddy down the street and give all the clients to him or her, because somebody's going to need them. So the one very simple thought that I would like to throw out to you, maybe as a starting point, is number one, you still have to raise your prices. Now, the price increase that you're going to have may be not as great and may not be as severe. So instead of increasing quarterly, you may have to increase monthly by a tiny, smaller amount. But in a stagflationary period, you can't stop raising prices. It's a good theory, and the people that proposed it didn't live through the 70s and the 80s. I did. So you got to be judicious. You can't be overbearing. You've got to be consistent, but you got to have at least tiny increases. Now, products are a different story. You're going to be zinged by another party. And the other party that will be zinging you will do it with very little before thought or afterthought because they know that they got you. So when you charge your clients, you don't want to overcharge them, but you have to have that classic markup so that you don't go bankrupt. So what I'm saying is be realistic, be honorable, maintain integrity, but you've got to increase your fees. Second issue, do your clients really know the kind of practice that you have? Often I'll go into a practice and I'll talk with a practitioner and say, well, do they know you do that? And the answer is no. And I say, okay, who in your practice tells people that you do it? Well, I'm not really sure, but somebody should know. Well, that kind of lack of accountability, in my mind, is a classic determination that no one knows. So start with your staff. Find out what things they think the clients know you do. Next thing, publish it, make it available. Make sure that the front desk group has it. Have a separate meeting with them. Let them know additional services. Sometimes the clients are and the patients are very understanding of their lack of knowledge of what you do, and they'll have the courtesy to say, what do you do, or what additional services can you provide? But the vast majority do not. So help them out, let them know. This came about most recently when, most of you know, I had my left knee replaced, and the physical therapist was working on the knee, and I said, okay, do you do anything else? She said, what do you mean? I said, well, what about working on the core muscles, or looking for strength, or other consultatory activities? She said, oh yeah, we do all of that. And I asked her, well, why are you keeping that a secret? She said, well, because the insurance will only handle your knee. And I said, that's fine, but that's why God made a credit card. So let me know. Same thing happens with your patients and clients. They may not know what you do. Another thing is that you may want to look at what you refer out to specialty, or what you refer out to emergency, or maybe look at your own hours of operation to see if you can extend them a little bit more, because you may be in need of a client/patient base. One idea comes to mind in dentistry that a lot of dental practices will offer Botox, but the patients have no idea that that's available. They think of a dental practice, they think of teeth whitening, and now with all the products that are available, they got to try the other products and fail before they will really come to you for that. But Botox is different. And don't be discriminatory. Botox is for men and women. So it may be something that you want to propose. It's better a doctor not propose it. It's better that a chairside or a hygienist consider the patient need and possibly making a very astute and educated comment. But Botox is a possibility. Some people, like myself, don't want to do Botox. Figure God's got a plan. I want to see how it unfolds. It's amazing because I'll look in the mirror and I'll see my father and my grandfather, and it just reveals itself. Why do I want to destroy that? But you may have a different view. So please make sure that people know what you do. In dermatology, there's so many things you can do in dermatology. And again, that's a specialization that I frequent either on a quarterly basis or a semi-annual basis. Blonde-haired at one time, blue-eyed, chalk white skin found by a classic kid of County Mayo, Ireland, on all four sides, is bound to be seeing the dermatologist on a continuing basis. Do not be hesitant to tell your patients about all that you can do for them, especially if you're in the area of dermatology in aesthetics, and you may have someone on staff who's got a specialized competency or knowledge or even credentials of some kind, certificates. You want the patients to know, because the patients are hesitant. They want to use you more. They just don't know how to ask. So with all of that in mind, remember two things. Number one, you need baby steps, but you have to have continual fee increases in a stagflationary period. And even after that point, it's a good process to develop. Second issue, don't think your patients and your clients, as you would in veterinary medicine, think that they know all of what you do. They really do not. And they would love to have the opportunity to find out more. So in all three professions, you usually charge based on a transactional activity instead of a consultory hourly rate. I know for sure that patients and clients would love to have a chance to talk with you and would be willing to pay a consultory or hourly rate. The only thing is it won't be as profitable as transaction. So for example, on a transaction, you could be charging easily $600 an hour, but on an hourly rate, it would be tough to pose that. So I just wanted to bring these things out, let you know what's going on, try to prepare you for the stagflationary period, regardless of who wins the election. It's going to take some time, folks, but we can do it. Regardless of who wins, we can do it. Don't be negative. Look for the optimistic opportunity. Remember, as Alfred Lord Tennyson said, to strive, to seek, to find, and not to yield. Well, thank you very much. See ya.